DNVR Broncos live, coming to you from Studio A, where the A stands for Atom Bomb. That's what's coming off the foot of Riley Dixon.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Adam Thielen.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Double meaning. Double meaning.
That is impressive.
Thank you. We're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can't bet on punters, but you should be able to. And maybe one day we will be able to bet on punters because punter news is all abound today.
First segment, punter news.
Yep.
We're back.
Wow.
Full show punter news.
Yep, there we go.
Broncos have signed Riley Dixon. They never should have let go of him in the first place.
Riley's return.
But he's back.
But remember, they were swindled by Marquette King and that lefty leg, and the Raiders and Josh McDaniels were so stupid for moving on from him.
Yep, I think he's actually a righty, Marquette King. Corliss Waitman is a lefty.
I think those are backwards. I think King is lefty. Yeah,
I think
King
so.
is lefty.
Yeah. That's what was special
Right?
about him, I thought.
No.
Yeah.
What was special about it is when he just hit bombs.
I'm pretty sure he's lefty.
Maybe neither of them are lefty. I don't think Corliss is lefty.
I think he is.
I think we also had this conversation before the season.
Boy, how difficult is this going to be to find?
Righty.
Boom.
Oh.
Corliss. Corliss is left-footed.
Oh, here's Marquette
He said
King.
Riley's right-footed.
What about Marquette King? Thank you.
Wow.
God damn, you guys made me question myself.
Okay.
Definitely
good job.
right-footed.
Good
Marquette
call.
King's thing was that he hit it really far and danced.
That was it. He
Not that he was
brought
lefty.
swagger to the punter position.
feel like
No,
led
I
the
mean
NFL
I knew
punter
he
penalties.
hit bombs.
And he really liked drinking wine and then having bad tweets.
And he did not like talking about football.
And did not like D-Mac.
And did not like some of our other friends as well.
Really?
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, the interview with
Wow.
Stokely and Zach.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
And then do you remember after that? I think you and I, because this was pre-Henry, you and I had the media's back on that one. But do you remember what happened right after? Broncos PR made their way through the other media members and had them just say glowing things about Marquette King and doing stories about how he's a different guy. He doesn't like talking football. Don't be mad at him for that. He likes wine. He's like, a sommelier in training and stuff.
Sommelier.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is
Sommelier.
it? Sommelier.
Somalia.
I don't think it's sommelier.
No, I think it's Somalia.
No, sommelier would be the...
It's a sommelier.
Wine.
That would be like the butchered version of the true way you pronounce it.
Oh, it's like.
So let's hear it.
Is this the conversation about using too much of the French accent?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, exactly. Anyways.
New
You
Orleans
just tried
is
to
so
go a little
tough.
too French accent on me.
Well,
And then, be a dick about it.
it,
Which we say is the opposite.
Wow.
You're not supposed
Yep.
to do that.
I'm so confused. Anyways, there's a great documentary. I don't know if it's still on Netflix called Somm. Banger.
Is it about wine guys?
It is.
Gotta
No.
be.
There's no way I'm watching that.
I mean, you don't have to watch it, but you'll
I
just be
won't.
missing out on something that's great.
Is
That's fine.
Marquette in that?
He is not.
He's not. Damn.
He should have been. Anyways, that was good punter talk.
That was. I actually think with where this conversation is going, I could make this a full show.
I think so. too.
Really?
I think so.
Yep. We can
Ugh.
talk about Marquette King and his trials and tribulations, the Gruden sign.
Yeah. The Gruden sign that
The
we
music video.
didn't we find the Gruden sign before anyone else because it
Yes,
was in the
it
little
was-
closet dungeon that we do our show in.
I wish we could
should
have
have
done a
taken
live
it.
from in there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to see if there's anything on the screen that anyone could see. Not really. It was about the size of the couch you guys are on, just
Wow.
squared.
Wow.
Yep. Like
Maybe
a cushion.
smaller. Like 1, 2, 3.
Oh, the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I'd say about half the size. Oh, well, this rug people can't see. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It was. That's where we used to do our pod.
Yep. We would sit on like ladder step stools.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Rhino Halloran just had a hissy fit about it.
I write in caps. I also talk in caps, I guess, and he
Yeah.
didn't like that.
Hated it. So, anyways, Broncos get Riley Dixon. I guess at this point to compete with Corliss Waitman. Riley Dixon has had a great career since he left Denver. Basically has been a top 10 punter in the NFL ever since. And it's really nice for the Broncos to get him back. He's also, if you remember from when he got drafted, he's super athletic, like great on fakes and stuff. Has a howitzer of an arm.
He does.
So there's a nice little piece to it. And he hits a great ball. I love Dixon balls.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Wow. You're not going to let that one go, are you?
No, it's so good.
That is really good.
There also is a golf ball company called Dixon.
Oh, yeah. Which, for that reason, probably.
I don't know. Like, they're not like a bit company. Their whole thing is like they're recycled balls.
Is it like a family Dixon? Like, is their name the Dixons?
I think it was found by the Dixons.
Well, then that's perfect then.
That's hilarious.
It is. Did you have that bit before the first time he was here?
I didn't know. I actually didn't think of that until I saw the golf balls.
Yeah. Oh, and now you brought it out when he's back.
Yep. I was just waiting.
So Riley Dixon, on the surface, it feels like, why is Corliss Waiton even here anymore? And it's like he's Riley Dixon's going to be the starting punter of this team. The poll was put out over at DNVR Broncos on Twitter. I think it's like 90% believe it's going to be Riley Dixon as the week 1 starting punter, and that includes someone else being in the poll. You have someone else, Riley Dixon and Corliss Waitman. 90% of people think that it's going to be Riley Dixon, and I agree, but it's not as much of a gimme as people think.
Why?
Because of the stats. Now, Riley Dixon, Corliss Waitman, bad last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Bad last year.
It's so bad when you're bad and you have a bad punter.
It is. And especially when you're in Denver.
Yeah.
In the Mile High City
That's
where
the thing.
balls should be flying. Let me share some numbers with you. Riley Dixon, when he was with the Broncos, I think that might be the best sample size, and we can also compare with recent years as well. When he was with the Broncos, he had yards per punt of 45.7 yards in the 2 years that he played. Last year, Corliss Waitman had 46.6 yards per punt.
I think this is all the wrong way of looking at it.
Just wait. Just wait. So Corliss Waitman was actually better than Riley Dixon in his time here. Now, let's do net yards per punt as well, because that's also important. Riley Dixon, when he was in Denver, his net yards per punt was 41.3 yards per punt. Corliss Waitman's last year, 41.4. So better. Corliss Waitman in his time in Denver was better than Riley Dixon in his time in Denver. You want to look at since Corliss Waitman left, or since Riley Dixon left, last year Riley Dixon did have a better year than Corliss Waitman. But if you look at what he did with the Giants, it wasn't any better than what Corliss Waitman did last year. So I still think that this is going to be Riley Dixon's job. They gave him a 2-year contract where Corliss Waitman's here for a strict or exclusive rights free agent deal. So it's going to be Dixon. It's not as much of a runaway, though, statistically.
Yeah. Wasn't he a Pro Bowler one year?
He was not, no.
All right.
Yeah, it is like a weird one because I just went to PFF because they have like all the advanced stats and stuff, and I was like, oh, cool. They have him as the number 3 punter last year. But then you look through all the numbers and you're just like, well, why? What did he do to earn
What about balls inside the 20?
4.75 inside the 20 to touchback. It was 5.5 for Corliss.
Okay, wait,
so say that again?
So for every touchback, there were 4.75 that Dixon put inside the 20. For every touchback, there were 5.5 that Waitman put inside the 20.
So Waitman would have been better
in
Yes.
that category.
But then the other one, like hang time, like Dixon was at 4.21 hang time, 30th in the league. Corliss was
like a
4.37.
Balls inside the like. There has to be some reason that they rated him so high.
There's something, and I would guess like he's better at getting to the sideline. 'Cause, I mean, we all saw Corliss. Like it wasn't good. Like he'll have his chance to improve this year, but he just doesn't have a very big leg, and he tends to kick balls down the middle. And that's just like a tough situation. So when you're kicking balls down the middle, that's going to knock your grade down significantly. Yeah. So maybe you're seeing more to the side with Dixon. I haven't gone through the tape.
And now last year,
we need a film room.
Oh, God.
Dixon's actually coming off the best year of his career, 48 yards per punt. That was better than Corliss Waitman's 46.6 yards per punt. Riley Dixon also had 0.3 more yards per net punt, so he did have a better year than Corliss last year. And he was playing in Los Angeles. He didn't get the benefit of the Mile High. But because I think, like most fans, when I saw this come across, I thought, oh, this is easily Riley Dixon's job. And then I was just surprised looking at the numbers, maybe it's not a gimme.
Yeah, and the big thing is just the contract because we know it's a 2-year deal, but we don't know how it's set up. Like if there's a way to move on, and you know what? Because if they keep Corliss, it costs them a little less than $1 million. If they can save more than $1 million and they think Corliss is better, then you go with Corliss. But that money is really gonna shake things up. And the reason
This is what happened last year.
I was gonna say when Henry's putting this argument on, I'm like, no, don't do the money saving thing at punter.
Only if he's better. Only if he's. That's a mistake they made last year because Sam Martin was better.
Right. They did it.
It was so obvious.
Potential.
I don't even understand the potential. Like his longest.
He's tall. Like so.
He's tall.
That gives him more.
Younger.
Should give him more opportunity for power.
Yep.
He's younger, more athletic.
He's
like,
lefty.
They never
did I
did
get
any
that one
fakes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Potentially.
he's lefty.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like I love Corliss. Corliss is awesome. He had one of those lockers that's close to us. I talk to Corliss a lot.
Well, he's a music producer on the
Oh
side.
yeah, no, he's
like-
really interesting.
He's like produced bangers.
Yeah.
After that 49ers game, when I think he and Wisnowski combined for 19 punts.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
beautiful
asking
stuff.
him. That was like the next week was the Raider game. So for my rivalry story, I was like, "So are you guys like rivals now?" After that happens, and so we had like a great talk about punter rivalries.
Wow, I
but
thought he was going to tell you about the punter brotherhood.
but-
They all just love each other.
no, it's not quite like that. I mean, they don't. He did say it's not super intense
I bet it's not.
among the
I bet
punters.
it's not.
But again, like it was really fun. And I spent a lot of time, and so I really hope that he does well and earns the job. But we all saw what we saw, and the fact that his longest punt was 59 yards in Denver, like he played in Denver. There was no punter who played half of a season who didn't have a 60-yard punt.
I'm like sort of mad about this. So CSU fans should be so mad that the Broncos didn't get Ryan Stonehouse.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Again, to get a kicker or a punter, use a day 3 pick if you think he's the guy.
And I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Stonehouse went undrafted.
He did. He did go
Yeah.
undrafted.
How does he go undrafted and not end up in Denver?
It's insane. It's criminal.
Yeah,
That's so bad. So bad.
It's really bad. That guy who let him go is still in Denver. George Payton, the front office is still here.
It could have been Dwayne Stukes who let him go.
I wonder where is Ryan
could have been,
Stonehouse from?
yeah.
It's like not my kind of guy. Sorry.
Yeah. It could have been. You're right. So maybe he's not here.
Ryan
I believe Dwayne
Stonehouse-
Jerry Rosberg probably would have got him.
You would hope so. Yeah, he didn't come until week 2. Too late.
know.
Yep.
He's
Shit
from
that's-
California, so it's not like he had any Tennessee ties.
No.
Also, no reason to stick around. I mean, people say Nashville's cool. I guess if you're a punter, you like that. Oh, and I guess the Broncos also had Sam Martin.
Punters would thrive in Nashville.
Did the Titans still have Kern?
Yeah.
So he did have to beat out punter. So Martin
But
wouldn't
maybe
have scared
he
him away.
knew that Kern had a high salary since he had been there for so long. So he's
Potentially.
like, oh, watch me go out punt
Yeah.
this guy. They'll
Yep,
cut him
yep,
in a
yep.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive though to go out. I think he was many-time Pro Bowler to go in as an undrafted guy and take his job.
And then I'm pretty sure he like won the award for best punter.
He did. Yep. And he should have been an All-Pro. He killed. He set records,
Unbelievable.
not just
Yeah.
for rookies, but for anyone. Wow.
But then-
Punter talk continues.
I love punter.
Again, according to the PFF, it's like he's numbered 17 out of 36 punters.
Weird.
And you'd never trust the grades, but it does seem like the punting grades in particular should be so simple. Like what is there really to like
Good
the
punt,
numbers
bad
should
punt
do enough.
Feels really,
It does.
really like it's not subjective.
That's what their formula should be. Just 100 for a good punt, 0 for a bad punt. Then you average it out at the end of the year.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of how they grade offensive
Everything is
linemen.
good or bad.
yeah,
Just
it's
plus
true.
minus.
Yep.
Huh.
So punter talk.
Punter talk. I guess
You think it's a
let
runaway?
the games begin.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
I'll be there with the stopwatch.
Yeah.
Something that
or
that-
maybe we won't, depending on if we're allowed to watch.
that's very true. Something that Riley obviously has going for him. He's now this regime's guy. And this regime includes some pretty impressive names. And I'm not talking about Sean Payton. I'm talking about the special teams guys. You've had 2 former special teams coordinators, including the Hoff. Exactly.
Wow.
So Riley's, I think, going to be the punter. I just wouldn't be shocked if it's closer than people think.
When's the last
Yeah.
time the Broncos ran a fake punt?
Didn't last year.
But in Buffalo, right?
Oh my.
In
In
Buffalo.
Buffalo, the Von Miller
Was it the Von
pull the
game?
hand
I-
game? That's the
Wow.
last one. Or no, there was a
Vance
wind
Joseph.
game after that. Was it that one? Remember that? It was.
It was Vance Joseph. I don't know if it was. I think wasn't it Vance Joseph the one?
It
So
was
that would have
Case
been the
Keenum
Vaughn
versus
game.
Josh Allen, I think.
Oh, and it was the what could have been the they could have been
No,
paired
it wasn't
together.
Case Keenum. It was Brandon Allen.
Yes, it was. And then because the wind, Brandon
Yes.
Allen didn't have the arm for it, but
Yes.
Josh did. You're right. Yep. And that was, what, didn't they like fake snap it to the fullback? And the fullback couldn't even get a yard.
I need a punter throw.
Fair. Well,
And Riley Dixon.
Riley Dixon
cannon.
can do that.
3 for
Yeah.
3. Could you imagine how shredded
3 for 3 in his
Nathaniel Hackett would have gotten? Yeah. Nathaniel Hackett would have gotten if he called a fake punt that didn't work. There was no way in
man.
hell you were seeing a Nathaniel Hackett fake punt
That's,
effort.
man.
that's
the
one of
first
my
3
theories
weeks.
on Hackett.
Oh,
is
yeah.
After the fullback option, he got shredded for it.
Yep.
Which, again, I'm anti my coaches knowing what anyone's saying in the media.
Right.
But he got shredded for it and then never did anything creative the rest of the season.
No, because he was terrified because he didn't trust anybody to get the job done, which, again, his own fault for not preparing them.
But also,
But
just like,
you just can't take that beating.
yeah.
What do you think? Obviously, I don't think Sean Payton's going to give a crap about what anyone says in the media about him doing something unsuccessful. But what do you think that talk will be from the outside on Sean Payton? Let's say week 1, he does something dicey and it doesn't work out. Is he going to get killed for it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You think right away?
If it doesn't work.
You don't think there's a leash?
No.
Because he's Sean Payton?
I mean, not
No.
from the people who killed Nathaniel Hackett.
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
the Mark Kislas of the
Okay.
world.
I thought that they may give him a pass.
I mean, maybe. It depends on if Sean Payton's willing to like go skiing with Mark Kisla.
Wait, did I miss something? Did that?
There's
Okay. Okay.
Anyways, yeah. I mean,
There's no chance it was John Elway skiing with
No.
those knees.
no,
No.
This is Nuggets people. Anyways, I think that it's all based on Denver. Like, you're being graded on the curve of the Broncos have been bad for so long. No one has patience. No one has time for you to screw this up. And so if something goes awry in week 1, which, God, I hope it doesn't. I can't go through another year of starting off on the wrong tracks.
Yeah.
If something goes awry, I think he'll get crushed.
Good, I want to say, because I think that's fair that everyone's just held to the same standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also silly.
I just hope that it doesn't actually happen, though, but I think it should be the same standard.
I wish we would have had that Benjamin Solak guy on while we were at the Super Bowl, so I could have apologized to him live for crushing his Nathaniel Hackett column.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I don't think people will call for Sean Payton to get fired nearly as quickly, but it will just be an initial outburst. The one who could really get in trouble is like McGlinchey gets blown up week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There might not be any coming back from that.
But also, like, if you're a one-hit wonder and everyone comes to your concerts to see you play that one song and then the coach screws up, you got to play the song.
I'm confused.
The
The
song
Fire
is
the Coach song.
yeah.
Oh, right. Yep, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. What do you think odds would be over at DraftKings Sportsbook for calls for Sean Payton's job after week 1?
Oh,
I mean,
after
somebody's
week
gonna be
one
doing
has
it.
to be low.
Like plus 2,000?
Oh. I mean, who counts as being called?
What it will be is like
Random Facebook guy?
No notable.
Okay.
Whatever you think notable
it
is.
will
Okay.
be the Sean Payton's just here to collect a check narrative first.
Oh, yeah.
That is true.
Okay, odds on that happening after week 1.
Plus 300.
Plus, oh no, that is
Yeah.
bad news. Bad news. And the good news is, probably won't be able to get that over at DraftKings Sportsbook because that one just seems like something no one wants to bet on. But you can get over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Get in on so many bets. March Madness, I mean, just what a time to be over at DraftKings Sportsbook. The madness was certainly here this past week. Do you guys think the madness, i.e. upsets, continue this week?
Oh, they better.
Yes.
I'm asking the two wrong people that question.
What's weird is the first day, so Thursday,
Yeah.
is like all like very close. And then Friday is all the potential big upsets.
Right.
It's kind of weird.
So I was on bets yesterday, gave out my parlay with the 2 upsets,
Which included Bulls over the Sixers.
And what were they? Plus 300?
$295.
Plus 295.
Don't give me too much
Yeah.
credit. But so that women's team, 250, Avs to win, that was an
Go
easy one.
Buffs.
But I put those in my round robin for underdogs next week. And so I've already got those hit.
Wow.
I'm hyped.
Wow.
My margins, I do not need nearly as many upsets to make a lot of
so
money.
how many bets are in this round robin?
Well, I actually didn't include the Bulls, which was dumb.
Oh.
But I know. I did. I included them. That was the one I took as a single as well. So I was like, I'll do that instead. But I did include the Avs regulation, which was better odds.
Yeah.
So I have those 2, and I have the 8 upsets.
Oh, all 8.
All 8. Yeah, and I have 2s and 3s.
So you're guaranteed. I shouldn't say guaranteed. You're very likely going to hit some 3s and 4s.
Yep. I have 2s and 3s.
Oh, so you only have 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, you've already hit 1, 2.
I know. Things could be pretty good this weekend.
Oh, man.
Round robins are so fun to follow.
They're the best. And my favorite is when you
just
take
expensive. It's a lot of initial investment.
Yeah.
It is. But my favorite is when you just grab
It's like solar panels.
2 or 3 things. Exactly. They're like minus 200, minus 250, things that you're really confident in. And the rest are all like plus 200 or something. So that no matter what you hit, you know that you have at least a couple that'll bounce off of.
Right. Even some minus 250s this past week were not hitting. That was great if you're following the underdog strategy. It means you're hitting a lot of plus 200s. So if you want to follow this underdog strategy with us for the remaining of March Madness, use that promo code DNVR when you sign up at DraftKings Sportsbook. They're going to give you $200 in free bets. So you're not even going to have to lose money to do this, and you're only going to get money. So check them out. Use that code DNVR to get $200 in bonus bets. That's over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com or see our show notes for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
I have a sunglasses update.
Oh.
So I always leave them in my car, except for sometimes. But then when I don't leave them in my car, I always just assume that they're there. And so like today I'm pulling out, I'm getting my way, I was like, oh, sunglasses. I'm like, wait, they're not on the seat next to me because they're always on that seat. Sunniest day and I don't know how long.
Super sunny.
I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Second time in the last like 6 months I've worn shorts. So I had to drive all the way down here without sunglasses. I'm going to have to drive all the way back. It's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Like
You
it's one
doing
of those,
okay?
my eyes, I don't know. I do feel off. Like I do think they're damaged. I don't know. I guess that's just part of the process of being a sunglass guy is you realize like slowly like, oh, this is great. But then you don't really know what you have until it's gone. So get some Shady Rays is the point of all this because they will make your life so much better except for when you forget you have them. Shady Rays, if you lose them, if you break them, they will replace your sunglasses for free. It's an awesome deal. You can go down to their store at the Park Meadows Mall. You can also go to their website. And if you use the code DNVR, then you can get 50% off 2 pairs of polarized sunglasses. They're great sunglasses, 5 stars from over 200,000 people. There's a link in the description. So click that, use the code DNVR.
Boom. Real quick, you were mentioning about how you almost always put your sunglasses in the same place.
Yeah.
Are you guys like creatures of habit in that way where you always put your things in the same place so you know where they are?
Definitely.
No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like I get home, first thing I do is take my wallet out of my pocket and put it where I always put my wallet.
Yep.
Someone that I know
Can only imagine.
is just always putting their things in random ass places and then losing it. And then when we have to leave, that person maybe
In a tip.
doesn't know where
Wow.
those things
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how do you not get home and just put things in the place where you know where they'll be when you next time you need to leave?
It's like work smarter, not harder.
Yes.
If you have just one designated place, then you're good. And it's not, maybe it's easier for us because we only have like 2 things, a wallet and a phone and keys.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
this person will have their wallet out and like, let's just say like we go to Chick-fil-A and like they pull their wallet out and then they'll just like throw their wallet in the Chick-fil-A bag and like move. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like,
Wow.
this is going in the trash eventually.
Yep.
Wow.
And probably has.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's, Hank, do you encounter these things?
I just leave it in my pocket. And so the next day I just know where's my wallet, where's my keys, pocket from yesterday. So, I mean, you just have to remember what pants you're wearing, I guess.
Wow. Wouldn't those end up just
not that bad, but
constantly
it's
in the
funny,
washer?
No, I mean, I check my pockets. I'm actually weird about it.
You check your pockets before you put stuff in the wash?
Yeah. Every time, the pants pocket, throw it in there.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably save lots of
kind of
chapstick.
a system, then.
Yeah, I've never washed anything. I mean, clothes, obviously, but never like, who was saying, I think Spencer said he's washed like 4 pairs of AirPods.
Oh,
Wow.
One of them didn't even break
Again,
the first
if
time.
I had
It took a
AirPods
sec-
in my pocket, first thing I'm gonna do when I got home would be taking them out with my wallet.
Definitely.
Wow. No, it's always just in your pocket.
That's insane.
I mean,
Wow.
it works. That's just my spot. Yesterday's pants pocket.
Yesterday's pants pocket. Wow.
It works.
That's always the first place I tell that person that we were talking about earlier.
Yep, smart.
To look is, did you check your jacket from yesterday?
Yep. Really smart.
Yep.
Punter talk in the first.
Receiver talk.
Trashing people for not putting
yeah.
things just
yeah.
in a convenient place in the second.
Yep.
And also receiver talk. Adam Thielen. Adam bomb.
More than a Thielen.
Oh, more than a Thielen
Oh,
with an
boy.
Adam bomb. He dropped one yesterday. Adam Thielen, who signed with the Panthers, a couple of days ago, dropped a little something over on the Pat McAfee show. We got the clip for you here to hear what Adam said.
Will you say who the other teams are or no?
Well, I think there was the Broncos, Cowboys. I had conversations with those teams and a few others.
Okay.
Again, the Panthers just felt like the best fit,
I won't
and
read
it all
into it.
kind of just worked out. It all happened kind of quickly. I didn't know when it was going to happen, and it just kind of all came at once. But again, my family, my wife, my kids. We're so excited to go there. We're heading there tomorrow as a family to go sign and check out the city. So we're excited.
Charlotte is a beautiful place. I believe you go uptown, not downtown, down there in the Queen City. I do believe. And also, home of NASCAR. Remember, a lot of NASCAR down there. The golf courses are majestic. Beautiful. There's a lake down there, too, that I think has glorious homes that this man can certainly buy off this deal. Hey! Now listen, they say go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. And I'm not saying you've been tolerated or treated like you're tolerated anywhere, but
So
I have so many peripheral questions.
I was
from
going to
that
say
interview.
Ryan's
Yeah.
biggest question. I don't know if you guys could hear us. We were talking about it during that. Queen City.
How many places are called the Queen City? So Cincinnati's the OG Queen City as far as I know.
Let us know what you think when you first hear Queen
Yes.
City. Okay, now you can continue.
Denver is sometimes known as the Queen City of the Plains.
Sure is.
I did not know that.
Kind of a badass.
just found out.
I like that.
Queen City of the Plains.
And then he was just saying Charlotte, something about the Queen City.
I
Crazy.
swear New York is parts of New York are also called Queen City. Maybe
You're
you're
just thinking of Queens, New York.
You're thinking
So
of
wouldn't that be essentially Queen City?
That is the most Queen City.
Buffalo is known as the Queen City of the Great Lakes.
Oh.
So what does this mean? What do all of these
Nobody really
mean
knows.
of the plains,
I thought it
of
was
the
just
Great Lakes?
Like when I thought of Queen City of the Plains, I just thought of like, oh, this is the gem. Like
Yeah.
this is the oasis in the desert.
I wonder if they're
the
in King
plains.
cities. If you want to know some Queen cities, Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal. So basically all of Canada. So there's 3 in Alabama, including Tuscaloosa, Anchorage,
Okay,
Alaska.
Can you Google
Yeah, there's-
what it means to be a Queen City.
I googled this first, and
This list is huge.
I know.
Looking over at Hank's
Ooh.
shoulder.
It might be more fun to try to guess. We don't have time for all this, but yeah, I mean Springfield, Missouri, Manchester, New Hampshire. Maybe that's what you're thinking of. Helena, Montana is another.
Wow.
Yeah, Poughkeepsie. Charlotte is the Queen City of the South. Fargo, Cincinnati, Allentown, Sioux Falls, Del Rio, Texas, Virginia Beach, Seattle. There's a bunch more, but they all get smaller from there.
What is a Queen City? Oh, the first thing that came up is Charlotte.
Wow.
Whoa.
What is considered?
Darren in the comment section also saying Charlotte.
I am so confused. It won't tell me what it means to be a
Maybe
Queen
it doesn't
City. It's
mean
just-
anything.
It's just telling me places that have that name.
Cumberland, Maryland is the Queen City of the Alleghenies.
Wow. That is something else.
It seems like a lot of people just like got to a place and were like, "This is the
Right,
Queen
right.
City.
Exactly. That's what I think.
Maybe it was just a new peak every time.
Because we don't think the Queen has been to all of these.
No.
No. I don't
Probably
think
not
so.
Eureka, California, the Queen City of the ultimate West.
This says by 1820, Cincinnati locals had begun calling it the Queen City and the Queen of the West, which is funny that was once considered the West. In a conversation, like, isn't there? There's also something about being in the West in the Michigan fight song.
Wow.
In reference to the culture, arts, and civilization of the city offered in the midst of the wilderness of the emerging West. Cincinnati's royal moniker was also likely inspired by a journalist named Ed.
Journalist named Ed. So that means we
Whoa.
could make Denver the Queen City
It already
if
is.
we wanted to. Queen City of the Plains.
Hey,
Queen City of the Plains. Like, I kind of want a shirt that says that.
yeah. There's actually two Queen Cities of the North just in Michigan.
Wow.
They both claim to be Queen City of the North.
I don't want to offend anyone, but aren't the
I
Plains?
thought Charlotte was Buzz City.
I mean, I'm sure none of these can be the first nickname.
Aren't the Plains the worst part of Colorado?
No, but the Plains are a part of the country.
Okay.
Then you're driving through the Plains, boom, Queen City.
Oh, so I gotcha. It's the thing Denver
Like
dominates.
I said, it's the
Plains.
oasis of the desert.
Gotcha.
Like,
Okay.
oh, we've reached the
Okay.
Queen City where
I can get behind that.
It
I can
doesn't
get behind that.
It doesn't look like there's anywhere that has the nickname the King City.
should we take that?
I mean, Queen City's kind of taken.
Very much taken.
The King City.
I wonder if
King
there's a
City.
Princess City.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. Back to Thielen,
Yeah, anyways.
who's going to the Queen City.
I feel like I had another question in there. Oh, the other question I had was if he's willing to name Denver and Dallas, why was he not willing to name any of it? And he said, and some other teams. Why didn't he name some other teams?
I think that means it came down to 3 at the end.
Yep, I think those were the big ones.
Okay.
Or maybe it was more of like a not quite the end. Like there was a clear number 1 of the 3, but I do think that at some point those are the 3.
Yeah, and I think so too. And it
Yeah.
makes sense with Dallas. Then what? A day after that they don't get Thielen, then
Yep.
they trade for Brandon Cooks. And the Broncos, they still haven't figured out how they're going to resolve their wide receiver situation. But one thing that is certain is they just keep coming up in conversations surrounding any part of their receiver room, whether it's trading one of their guys, whether it's potentially being so close to signing Allen Lazard, whether it's being in talks with Adam Thielen. And we had that Mike Klisch report, was it last week, I think, saying like, right now, it doesn't appear the Broncos are going to trade. And that seemed like it was trying to calm down these trade rumors. But then you just continue to get more things. And one of the things that Mike Klisch's report didn't say is, like, the Broncos have completely taken Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton off the trade market. They are not going to be trading them. No, it was just a way to kind of ease tensions maybe a little bit. So then we just continue to hear more things about how the Broncos are interested in receivers. Guys, I don't think this is going away. And I don't remember what I said last week about if the Broncos were or weren't going to trade someone after the Klisch report came out. By the end of the draft, Jerry Jeudy or Courtland Sutton, I think, is going to be gone.
Fair. Benjamin Albright has basically like bet his life on it.
That's very
Yeah.
true. Yeah, he keeps going back to it.
Yeah. He said something. I forget exactly what he promised, but he promised something crazy.
He did.
Anyways, yeah. I mean, this is interesting for sure. But it kind of goes to what I was saying about how it feels to me like what the Broncos need is a true slot. And they kind of, in my opinion, have 3 receivers who profile as an X. And, you know, I think Tim Patrick's done a really great job playing on the opposite side there, so I'm cool with leaving him there. Then you have Courtland and Jerry, who can both play that X role for you. Took the Broncos, 50 games into Jerry's career to figure it out, but they finally did. And he ate when he was playing over there. So I think what the Broncos are saying is let's move one of these guys and get a true slot. Then we have like our 3 receivers that are fitting into the whatever you want to say, like
Traditional molds.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely possible. I don't know how worried they'd be about fit in different positions. I think that you can kind of move guys around and make it work. Maybe they do care. Going after Thielen would be it would make you think they're going after a true slot receiver because at this point in his career, you're not playing him outside. I know I was able to talk through it. He's not playing him outside because he's not super fast. Like he's not a threat to get downfield. Like you're just running him underneath anyway. I don't know what they're going to do. Like after striking out on, Lazard's not really a slot. So, but after striking out on Lazard, striking out on Thielen, were those the 2 on the list? What is so funny?
just you and this tweet.
Oh,
Did
this
I
is a good
tweet something?
Well, I found the Benjamin Albright tweet, and I mean, not only is it which I think is important to read. Can I read it? Sorry,
Yes.
I didn't mean to.
No, I love this.
laugh through it.
No.
So Benjamin Albright quote tweeted someone that said, "If Denver this is the person." The original tweet. Someone said, if Denver was never interested in moving them, as Klisch claims, then no, there was in fact never even a possibility. But nice try, all fraud. Calling him out. So
wow.
Ben obviously doesn't like that, understandably
Also,
so.
can I just say, changing someone's name to add in like a word like that is the worst possible insult.
Yes.
I kind of like it.
Like, LaCry baby James.
Right,
It's
right,
like
right.
that's
like,
not even.
It's like 4-year-old.
Yes.
So Ben quote tweets it and says, well, 1, that isn't what he said, which is true. That's not what Mike said. 2, I 110% stand by what I said, which is essentially that one of these guys, if not both, is going to be traded.
Notably, 100%, 110%, same thing, but we can move on.
That's true. 3, this is why I was laughing.
Make it 130.
When one or both are traded, you need to delete your account for being this wrong. Make the apology energy match the attack. Okay, pumpkin?
Wow.
and then so, but now here's where it gets funny and then serious again. That person responds to Ben and says, okay, and if neither are traded, pumpkin, ? And then Ben, here's where it actually comes back to real news. Ben said, I didn't say if, I said when.
Right.
So like that is,
He's this is a guarantee.
yep, exactly. I mean, he could have easily just stood by if
doing
slash
full
when.
Rasheed
But no,
Wallace on
yeah,
us.
he's saying when.
We'll see.
Pumpkin.
We will see.
Who was the football guarantee? Was that Joe Namath?
Yeah, it was. Yep. Big time underdogs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 12, the last number 12, right?
I think
yeah.
it sounds right.
Yeah. For
Playing
the
in
Jets.
the Queen City.
Yeah, one of the Queen Cities. Yep, one of them. I mean, I don't know. They could move on from him. At some point, one of these guys isn't going to meet their standards, right? Like, they'll say, like, oh, OBJ, yeah, he's good, but we don't want to pay this. Or DeAndre Hopkins, yeah, he's good, but he costs this plus the draft picks. Like, at some point, you run out of guys to actually go after. I wonder if the news that's kind of come out means that we're kind of done with that for now. I have no idea, though. I have no idea.
But you look at Adam Thielen. What did he have last year? 750
Not much,
receiving
yeah.
yards. So, like, statistically, you would look at him and say, boy, that would be a downgrade going from Jerry Jeudy or Courtland Sutton to Adam Thielen. Yet the Broncos still interested in him. Allen Lazard, I can't imagine that he put up massive numbers last year, even with playing with Aaron Rodgers. So, like, statistically, you're thinking, like, okay, well, it's not like the Broncos were only going to trade one of these guys if they got DeAndre Hopkins, which, by the way, those trade rumors are apparently really heating up, and it seems like from what national people are saying, that a trade's going to happen soon. Broncos haven't been connected with that, but maybe they will be with just how much they seem to be in this wide receiver market. So maybe they don't even need a big-time name for them to sign or a big-time player in order to move on from one of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like there's still things happening. Like DeAndre Hopkins, if you brought him into this offense, all of a sudden it changes the whole dynamic of what happens on the field. Like every team starts every week saying, okay, how do we stop DeAndre Hopkins? And then you move from there. OBJ, potentially the same thing. Again, the injury makes you wonder. But adding a threat like that, like those are the two guys to me who are clear upgrades over who you have. When you look at Thielen, when you look at Brandon Cooks, when you look at Lazard, those are all guys where it's like, are they slightly better than what you have? Are they worse than what you have? Like they all kind of fit in, but I don't know. It does feel to me like they wouldn't want to invest more in that position. So maybe they will be out now that kind of those guys on the same tier as what they have are gone.
I just think they could have killed this talk completely a month ago. 2 weeks ago, they I think tried to calm it down, but again, they didn't fully kill it last week.
Yeah.
I just think that with all this talk that it's going to happen now, I don't necessarily think it's going to happen in the next week, but I think by the end of the draft, because I think things could calm down for the next month and then really pick up once the draft comes around and teams say, man, this wide receiver class isn't as good as we thought. If we could get Courtland Sutton instead of a third-round receiver, we think that's an upgrade for our team right now. The Broncos interested in a third-round pick for Sutton. Let's do that. I think the closer we get to the draft, though, the more likely it's going to be that it's Courtland than Jerry, because I think teams will get too in love with their first-round picks to want to move on from him. And that report yesterday that the Cowboys had been interested in trading for Jerry Jeudy for the past year, but didn't want to give up the Broncos' demands of a first-round pick. It really does show that the Broncos, credit to them, aren't going to sell low on Jerry.
Henry, you've got someone mad at you for saying those 3 Canadian cities were all of Canada.
They're not. They're like, what is that crazy stat, though, where it's like 90% of the Canadian population lives within 100 miles of the border?
Really?
Oh, interesting.
I think that's what it is.
Makes sense. Too cold
Warmer.
further.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
still cold there.
They
Exactly.
said, I'm a Canadian listener every day. I guess New York, LA, and Dallas is basically all of the U.S. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if someone who didn't live here said that. They're like, wait, New York, Dallas, and LA are all the Queen City, so the entire United States? I'd be like, yeah, basically.
Right.
That kind of catches everything.
Except for us, the Queen City of the Plains.
Yeah, man, we would hate that though.
I mean, the King City.
The King City
King
of
City.
Also, a lot of
country.
people have, especially like 22-year-old girls on TikTok, have been calling it Menver.
Oh, because a lot of
God.
men.
It's just all dudes.
Why are you? Why are you seeing those videos?
Because I'm on Denver Talk.
Oh, okay.
So anyone that talks
You mean
about Denver
member
pops
talk.
up on my feed. And it's like 50% of people talking about how amazing it is, and then 50% of people who expected it to be like LA with mountains who are upset.
Right. Where are the palm trees?
They're just like, oh my God, Denver this, Denver that. Like, it's nothing like I expected. I'm like, well, leave. Anyways, Denver, the King City.
Yeah. Man, wow, it fits.
Wow.
Yes. Maybe that's what makes a Queen City. More females than males.
Someone, I think it was Carolina Bronco, who we should definitely
makes
trust
sense.
on
Yep.
the subject, said Charlotte was called the Queen City because of King George's wife, who's named Charlotte.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Think we can pull any Denver ties to a king? King Denver?
I mean, Koenigsberg means King's Mountain.
Koenigsberg means King's Mountain.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
There you go. Okay.
King City.
Actually, speaking of this topic right now, I see what you did there. Yeah. Albright just reported that the Browns are continuing to pursue a possible trade with the Broncos for Jerry Jeudy.
Stop. Go after Courtland.
My only question is, didn't the Browns give up like all of their first round picks for the next couple of years for Deshaun Watson?
Oh, right. Because that wasn't just a pure signing. It was
Right.
a trade.
Wasn't it 3 first round picks
And
too?
then $250
then a
million
fully
guaranteed.
Oh my god. I mean, what a terrible deal for so many reasons on
so
top of
bad
football
when he
too.
played.
But so that would mean that they'd have to give up something they don't have. So then maybe they transition to Courtland Sutton at some point by saying the Broncos saying we need a first, and they say we don't have a first to give you, and then they say, well, then you're not going to get him, and they say, well, we still want a receiver, and they say, Broncos say, well, you do have a 3rd round pick or something like that.
Yep.
Just for what it's worth, 37% of Canadians live in a Queen City. Just throwing that out there.
Wow.
Thanks for
I mean,
bringing-
that's a substantial amount.
If you round up, it's 50%.
Wow, that's so
True.
true.
Yeah, it's closer to 50 than 0.
Wow. Round up the
I
nearest
mean,
50.
Don't trade Jerry Jeudy, not to the Browns especially. Because
Why?
they don't have the capital.
Oh, yeah. That would mean bad news.
I mean, or maybe that's the player part. I wonder what player do you get
Nick
back?
Chubb.
Oh, that'd be so sick. And then, because there were rumors.
Yes.
There were rumors they were going to shop him, potentially bring back Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt's
Oh.
still available.
And so he's
If
even
the
cheaper for them
Browns
now?
wanted to re-sign him.
Oh, wow.
All right. This one I might actually be in for.
There's no way. Wouldn't the Broncos have to give up something as well?
I don't think so for a running back.
So you think Kareem or Nick Chubb for Jerry Jeudy straight up? Someone's
man,
gonna hate us
Melvin's
for
gonna
this
be
conversation.
No, hopefully we're motivators today. Let's see. So over the
I
cap.
still really don't want to trade Jerry, but that would be a game changer.
That would be a game
And
changer.
Here's the thing. I would be no if Sean Payton didn't make every move to run the ball more.
I was exactly. And the Broncos, Samaje Perine is a very good player for being an accessory type of player.
Would you say like a C+ signing?
Yeah, I think so. Unless they
B
make
for
another
me.
move. If they get Nick Chubb or another big time back, then the Samaje, it's an A signing because he's a great compliment. But guys, Samaje in his past 3 years has played in over 50% of the offensive snaps 4 times. He's not a workhorse. No. You need someone else here. Nick Chubb, oh my goodness.
It would be sick. It would definitely tell you sad things about Javonte if they made that trade, which I think we're all worried about in the backs of our minds.
Yep.
But in that world that we don't want to live in, where Javonte, you're just not confident in him coming back and being the guy, this would be a good move.
What about Jerry Jeudy and next year's first round pick?
No.
for Myles Garrett.
Oh. I mean, sure.
So
Myles Garrett is an absolute freak.
He is.
I think the fact that
Wow.
he plays in Cleveland does him a massive disservice.
Totally agree.
it's true. So just over the cap valuation last year, Jerry Jeudy was worth $10 million. Nick Chubb was worth $13 million. They aren't perfect numbers, but they're pretty close. Both under contract for 2 more years, assuming you pick up Jerry's 5th-year option. Chubb going to cost $22.5 million. Jerry going to cost $15.5 million.
Okay.
So these
similar?
numbers, you're paying another $7 million
They have an
over
ESPN
2
trade
years.
machine for the NFL like they do.
Oh,
For
They
that'd be
should.
great.
But basically, you're paying another $7 million. If they both do what they did last year, you're gaining $6 million in production. A 1-for-1 trade is pretty close to spot on.
What about a third with it to give
A
up?
third?
Would you do it? Jerry and a third for Chubb?
If anything, you'd probably... I mean, I just have a tough time saying no to Nick Chubb. I think I'd have to do it. But I do think, if anything, you'd probably send the pick the other way because you expect Jerry to trend up and Chubb to trend down,
Sure.
if anything.
Yeah.
And these
Yeah.
numbers are so close.
Yeah, it's fair. Wow. What a deal we just put together. We're good at making deals for running backs.
Wow. We are. Clip this and send it to Melvin.
Man, I would hate this based on the modern NFL, where I think wide receivers are more valuable than running backs.
It's true.
That being said, Nick Chubb is a top 3 running back in the NFL.
Yeah.
Maybe top 1. Like, there's a strong case for it.
Yeah.
Jerry Jeudy's
McCaffrey.
not bad at wide receivers.
It's true.
And so if you're running the ball, which, like, especially if you include Samaje Perine and Chris Manhertz, essentially offensive linemen, most of the Broncos
Yeah.
free agents were all just like, let's run the ball more.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
And I'm obviously joking about those two, but really, Chris Manhertz
Yeah.
is brought here to be a 6th offensive lineman, and Samaje Perine is one of the best pass protectors at his position in the league, which is more about passing the ball than running the ball. But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would be a whole new era for the Broncos. Like, this would just tell us 60-40 run
Yep.
at least.
We're playing keep away from Patrick Mahomes. That's how we're gonna beat him, is what Sean Payton would be thinking.
Right, and you're just getting big and physical, and then
Yep.
even your receivers are big physical receivers.
Yep.
What if you made the move? What if you did get a third back? Because Nick Chubb, is he already 28?
It's 27.
Yeah, still 20, just turned 27. Okay, so you're probably not getting a third back. But if you did, what if DeAndre Hopkins costs about a third? All the rumors are the Cardinals are going to take some of the cap hit, which makes you think that he's probably going to the Chiefs. I still think he's probably going to the Chiefs, which really sucks. But that does give you even more reason to go get him so he doesn't go to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So you turn Jerry Jeudy into DeAndre Hopkins and Nick Chubb. Playoffs?
Better be.
Yeah.
Because that is going all in
Yeah.
on this year and next year because of the money you'd be spending too.
Why not?
Hey,
Nick
I'm
Chubb
up for it.
Is the new Marshawn Lynch.
Yep.
DeAndre Hopkins is DeAndre freaking Hopkins.
Wow. Well, DeAndre Hopkins is your. I guess did they have a big physical receiver when they won the Super Bowl?
Not that
Not
I
really.
can think of. I mean, the closest comp would be DK from
But
what,
that was
Josh
not the Super
Gordon?
Bowl.
from what Russ has had.
Not Josh Gordon. he
No,
was never
no.
good
right,
there.
right. Not the Super Bowl.
He's the only big guy I can think of.
He'd be your Michael Thomas
Yeah, I mean he'd be
or
all.
Sean.
It would be. Wow. It would be a certain zig while everyone else is zagging.
It certainly would be.
sick.
Yeah, but you couldn't have Courtland, Tim, and DeAndre's contracts all on the team, could you? It's already the 3rd highest paid receiver room.
There's a good chance you would wind up paying about the same thing to Jerry. But the thing is, we use Jerry's contract to justify Chubb's. So I guess you can't really do that
and
again.
then you trade Courtland.
Okay, yeah.
Go get OBJ.
Wait,
Yeah, we're supposed to talk about.
yeah, speaking of OBJ, let's talk about him in just a second. First, I got to tell you about our friends over at Game Time. You want to go see OBJ playing in a Broncos jersey this
Kinda
year?
do.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Well, you'd first have to have the Broncos sign OBJ. Then you go over to Game Time and get in on the games. You want to see Nuggets and Avs make their playoff run, make their push for the number 1 seed. Go to Game Time, click the link in our description. It's always better when you wait close to game time, and then the tickets drop to about as cheap as they're going to be. So check them out. Click that link in our description, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching over on the podcast. The link is right there. Kale's highlighting at us for it right now. You click on that, and it's going to take you right to the Denver game. So check them out, Game Time.
Also, we have a special guest in the house today.
We do.
It's pretty awesome. Mr. Backus.
Kyle Backus.
Kyle Backus. I know. I was trying to. Kyle Backus.
Which sounds like a hockey player.
It does. He does sound like a hockey player. Famously of Backus and Schenker, somewhere around here, I think at the moment, if not coming on the way soon. Here's another. We're doubling up on fun things about personal injury attorneys today. Last night, I had a couple hours free. I was just scrolling through. It's a subreddit. It's called Kids Are Effing Stupid. And so it's all these kids
Oh my
you wouldn't
gosh.
believe how dumb these kids are.
Is it effing or is it spelled out? Just
It's
for my
spelled
own-
out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna go look at this.
you need to do it. It is hilarious. There's like kids like those fire poles that you like slide down at a park.
Yeah.
There's like 6 inches like beneath him, and he's like holding on, screaming, thinks he's gonna die. There's some dumb kids, but one of the kids really liked the local personal injury attorney's ads on TV. For his birthday, wanted him as the theme. So there's like a picture of him on the cake. They've got like a cardboard cutout because he's just like a big fan. And that's kind of who Kyle Backus of Backus and Schenker is to all of us here in Denver. I was
Yeah,
driving home
it's
yesterday,
true.
like following a bus.
Backus themed birthday party.
You're gonna
so
put
sick.
that logo of them, the both of them on there?
Yes,
Yeah.
There was like a 4-year-old who really just wanted to go to a fan store for his birthday. Like store just sells fans, and the mom apparently was like, "No, you should go to the zoo or something. Let's go to the zoo." But no, it's just pictures of him with like all these fans. Yeah, there's like one of them. But yeah, so Backus and Schenker, we love them. They'll get you money if you do something, but if something happens to you that isn't your fault and leaves you injured. David Backus, St. Louis Blues, that's what does it.
Yep.
Yeah, we talk about them all the day. You know the gig. They don't charge you until they win your case. When they win your case, 222-2222 to set up a consultation against free. They've won $1 billion for their clients. They've been helping call-ins for 25 years. Again, that's 222-2222 if you've been injured and it wasn't your fault.
Can you smell what else is in the house today?
Illegal Pete.
yeah.
It smells so good.
It's been like wafting
Wafting,
up here for like 15 minutes.
At first, I didn't know what it was. And then I saw Lindsay's message about
Yeah.
Kyle being here. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, right. And we're having illegal pizza for
Wow.
lunch.
Look how good it looks on our screen.
I love illegal
Wow.
pizza. All right. That wasn't an illegal pizza ad. It was here.
Yeah, we love illegal Pete's. Would you like, speaking of Odell, would you like him on the team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I was trying to think earlier, like, how would I rank, like, OBJ or Hopkins? I'd take Hopkins. I trust him more.
Agree.
OBJ or Thielen? Easy OBJ. OBJ or Cooks? Easy OBJ.
Agree.
OBJ, Jeudy? I think I'd go Jeudy.
Judy.
Again, I'm thinking for 1 year production, not potential. Obviously, potential you factor in a whole
Yeah.
bunch of other things.
Yeah.
But I think this year I go Jeudy, just because mostly the risk associated with OBJ in the knee. OBJ Sutton, I think that's kind of the cutoff, though. I think I'd go OBJ.
So then with the Jeudy conversation, though, because I agree with you, probably long-term, you do stick with Jerry, and maybe for even this year as well. But it's not just would you rather have OBJ or Jeudy. It's would you rather have OBJ and a first-round pick or Jerry Jeudy? Or, you know, if you
That's
don't think
the
you can
thing.
get a first-round pick, do you want OBJ and a second and a third or Jerry Jeudy? And that's when it maybe tips the scales to OBJ.
Yeah, I mean, OBJ and a first for Jerry, I don't think I could turn it down.
And Nick Chubb.
And Nick Chubb. then you're absolutely not turning it down. Then you're saying, yeah, this is a playoff team.
So is the question, and Ryan, you immediately said yes as well.
We need Dixon and Chubb in King
Wow.
Wow.
Multiple Chubs?
City. Yeah. Well, no, we lost one.
Oh, okay. Man, that
Chubless.
sounds painful.
Chubb
Wow.
was in the King City.
Dang.
tough.
Yeah, that is. So you said yes immediately to OBJ.
I want OBJ, yes.
Yep.
Is the question, can you have OBJ with Sutton and Patrick and Hamler and Jeudy?
I would move on from Sutton.
It'd probably
Okay.
be unreasonable, yeah.
And
be sick.
would you be okay having, would your team be good having OBJ Jerry Jeudy and Tim Patrick in terms of being able to play 3 different roles.
Assuming OBJ is on the field. Assuming all of them are on the field, really. As soon as you have an injury, then you're banking on KJ Hamler, who we assume will also be injured. Then you're banking on Kendall Hinton. So it's the injuries that...
But I mean fit-wise. Like, do you think
easily.
all 3 of those? I think so, too. And I think that would be just a huge win for the Broncos. The question is price.
Yep.
A report came out that he was asking $15 to $20 million. He came out over the weekend and said, I'm not asking for $20 million. Don't know where that, or he didn't say that. He said, I don't know where these reports are coming from that said I'm asking for $20 million. I just don't want to play for $4 million. So
10.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
1 year, $10 million fully guaranteed?
I mean, I was ready to give that to CJGJ. Didn't work out. Give it
Yeah.
to OBJ.
I would too. I would too.
Wow.
Now, do you
One
try
less
to
letter.
trade someone before signing him in order to not make the value decrease?
Speaking of really quick of free agents, did we not put out the free agent draft with a poll yesterday?
Oh, we did.
We did?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I
We
voted
don't-
for myself. I was in last.
I voted for myself. I wasn't in last.
It was closer than you probably
How come I
wanted.
didn't see it. I looked for it and didn't see it.
No, it was out there. The
yeah.
poll's in the reply.
The poll's in the reply.
I didn't even see the graphic. There it is.
There we go.
Wow, I only won 53%. Thought it was going to be bigger.
Yeah. Disappointing on your end, honestly.
I'll retweet it right now. And then we've still got an hour and 38 minutes to vote. Make these
Damn.
fools.
So people listen on YouTube, go to DNVR_Broncos on Twitter and vote in the poll. It was dropped 22 hours ago. I need some help.
No, I need some help.
Neither of you
need
are catching
Henry,
me.
you're not catching him. I'm the only hope here.
How do we only get 4?
You're not catching him. I'm catching
Because
you.
it's a reply. But you can't put the graphic and a poll on the same one.
Yeah.
Got to work on that, Elon.
I know.
Also, Seahawks leading receivers the year they won the Super Bowl. I know this is the wrong time. Golden Tate leading receiver, 898 yards.
Whoa.
Doug Baldwin, number 2, 778. Number 3, tight end Zach Miller, 387.
And then how many? That sounds like Broncos teams.
I know.
Without having like a 400-yard receiver or 400.
Yeah.
How many rushing yards though?
1257 for Marshawn, 539 for Russ. Robert Turbin had 264. So
There you go.
So they had 2,000 rushing yards between their top 3 threats.
I mean,
yeah,
Pete was right about how to best use Russell Wilson, and you
Have
know
him hand the
who's
ball
not
off.
being fooled by that. Sean Payton isn't being fooled by that. He's going the Pete Carroll route.
Sean Payton probably talked to Pete Carroll.
He probably did. Yep.
He was like,
Yep.
dude, what do I got to do?
Yep.
He's just like, run it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let Russ do some big play action, deep bombs. He
Yep.
throws a great deep ball. And lean on your running backs.
Yep. And don't be fooled by if he's having a great start to the season. Don't kind of change the formula to then going back to him, because then in a couple of weeks after, you'll change it back to running.
Yep.
For sure.
Crazy. Pete was right. Can't believe it.
Can't either.
I can't either.
So we're all down for OBJ 1 year, 10 mil. Boom.
Boom.
There it is. Come to
Well,
Denver.
All right. Done deal.
Should we talk to some people?
Let's talk to some people.
I don't know why people hate Dalton Schultz so much.
I
but
know it's crazy.
hilarious.
I had no idea.
Oh,
He's a sick tight end. He's one of 5 best tight ends in the game.
Is he though, Henry?
I think so. I mean, I know we're tight end heavy, right? I mean, the whole Kelsey
There's a
Kittle
whole
thing at the
tier.
top.
There's a tier, a huge drop off, and then he's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how good or bad he is, but it's hilarious to me
I know.
that everyone hates him so much.
It doesn't make any sense.
Wait, like who? Like the
the
NFL?
comments.
Oh, the
No,
comments
like
are hating
again,
on him?
like,
people just
Henry
being mean to me.
loses,
Oh, because we're
guaranteed.
talking about the draft. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you want to say, like, oh, maybe take him pick number 3, I get it. Dalton Schultz is sick.
Yeah.
Like, he's averaging 800 yards a season over the last couple of years. And he's, what, 26? Just turned 26? Tight end prime starts at, like, 28?
But you're not worried at all about what was the contract he turned down? 3 years 3 years, $36 million, 12 a year is what he turned down, and then he ends up getting 1 year, $9 million.
I know,
but
it's
only
crazy.
$6.5 million guaranteed.
Yeah, he just like CJGJ made a mistake. I just don't understand.
He made a bigger mistake though.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Wasn't he worth 15 on spot or 17 or something
That
like
was
that?
the estimation
Was
because
it 15?
you don't see tight ends who can block also put up 800 yards. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Especially at 26, 25, and 26.
Someone said recently, like, the Broncos can only ever get 2 types of tight ends. One can catch but can't block anyone. The other one can block but can't catch anything. It's like, that's what 90% of tight ends
Exactly.
in the NFL fall
Yeah,
into.
yeah.
It's the
It's true.
10% that don't that
Exactly.
are special.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is also just people loving Dulcich, which they absolutely should. Sean Payton puts more different players on the field than any other coach.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
there's
true.
plenty of room to have a second tight end who is nasty. Like, and especially when we're having issues figuring out what to do with receivers. Like, if you hold on to Courtland, Jerry, and Tim, you're not. You had the league's worst passing attack last year. You're going to do nothing? I don't know. Sounds kind of crazy. Maybe just go get Dalton Schultz and just clear upgrade.
Or they're just going to blow up their receiver room and make some changes there.
Yeah,
I think what Sean has
that's
in
more
mind.
likely.
So,
Dalton Schultz is good.
Ryan, would you rather have Dalton Schultz or CJGJ to the deal that both of them signed respectively?
CJGJ.
Yeah, I knew that. Henry?
Oh.
Putting you to the test now.
To the deal.
Yep. So what is it?
I
1
think
year
I might
8
go
million, 1 year 9
Schultz.
million?
I'll say I'll go Schultz.
There we go.
Offense needs more help than the defense.
That's for sure.
Boy, that's true.
Yep.
On Nick Chubb now.
Okay, you sold me on that.
Let's go. There we go.
Give it to the off and Nick Chubb. Yeah, there you go. We have 4 comments on the website. Should we hit them?
I just remembered I got a text from someone in Cleveland this morning that I read it half asleep and then went back to sleep.
Wow.
As
It
we
wasn't
talk
like a
about
scoop
Cleveland.
or
Yeah.
anything, but that just like stuck out to me. I was like, oh, right.
But it wasn't not a scoop.
It was football related,
Oh.
but it wasn't a scoop.
Stay tuned to Ryan.
Jerry Jeudy related?
Yes.
Oh.
But again, not a scoop. It was just an interesting
But could be a
question that was
scoop.
asked of me.
Huh. What a tease.
Yeah.
Find out tomorrow?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
It's so funny that I woke up, read that, went back to sleep, completely forgot about it.
That is
do
funny.
you, so you probably didn't do the unread thing.
You can do that?
Yeah, it's a new thing with the
Wait,
update.
but I don't have red receipts on.
No. You can you know how when you click on a message,
Oh.
you can now.
I've been noticing those just automatically do that for me.
It's
that a
probably on
setting?
accident. No, I don't think so. Maybe it is. Not that I know of.
Sometimes I read a text message, go back, leave it, and then come back 10 minutes later and it's still unread.
You're probably if you slide right over the text, it'll go to unread. So you're
That's
probably
genius.
accidentally doing that.
I need to do that way more.
Yeah.
I think you're officially old. Just hearing these technology issues.
Yeah.
Not
it's
knowing
really
the
true.
settings.
It's really true.
I've known that about myself.
Oh, wow.
I thought you were pretty savvy with tech.
I am.
That's not.
I don't ever look at the iTunes updates though.
No, I haven't opened iTunes in forever.
Or
iTunes.
the iOS. That's
Oh, the iOS. Okay.
Yeah,
I do
iOS,
that occasionally.
iTunes, same thing. Thanks, Grandpa.
It's so
bad. It was
true.
bad timing.
Wow.
That's the eye. The eye. Think the eye.
But it used to be an iTunes update.
Yeah, back in your day.
Yep.
But
it
now
was
it's-
back in my day.
But now it's not even iTunes. It's Apple Music.
Right, which I don't
Wow.
have.
Why did they
Spotify
do that?
for life.
Me too. Me
Okay,
too. Why did they do
Spotify.
that though? That makes it so confusing.
Well, Apple Music was the one that you didn't have to pay for. So iTunes and Apple Music overlapped. So iTunes, some
They're
people
actually different things.
people are like, oh, I have my library. I'm not going to start paying for all this stuff. I have what I want. Obviously, those people realize quickly
Whenever
that
there's
$9
like
a
an
month.
iOS update, Allie always is playing with all the new features,
Yeah.
and I just ignore it.
Wow.
Like,
you
have
are
you guys
old.
done the favorited text messages on the top of your?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't do that though.
I don't. It's
Really?
weird.
You can't pick favorites. It's
No,
like a MySpace top
I
8.
can. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
It feels too hurtful.
I just like having it in order.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's my
it's so
thing.
simple.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I always, whenever I have to, she's like, "Will you text so and so back when she's driving?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't find the thing.
Right.
She's like, it's right there at the top. I'm like, oh.
Well, I guess we probably don't have time for comments. Do we just blow it all?
We've really hit everything.
Oh
today.
wait, did we get them all?
No.
Well, let's get these super chats.
Let's
for
definitely
sure.
get the super chats.
I'll be in Denver May 12th through
Oh.
14th. Was wondering if I came to the bar, what are the chances I get to meet you guys, say hi, to take a photo, etc.
Is that weekend?
It depends.
Yeah, let's see. May.
I met someone last night, Strez. Him and his wife bought me a shot.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Monday at 4. What better time?
There you go. This is probably even better. It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right.
So
So-
Saturday and Sunday probably not here. Friday at noon, we will be doing our show.
Also, Friday afternoon club.
Yep.
That is
FAC.
true. That is true.
Yep.
So yeah, let us know when it's close to that time.
That's
Give us
probably
a
a
reminder.
pro tip for people. If you ever want to run into DNVR crew, Friday at 4, probably best time to come to the
Yeah.
bar.
Also a great way to kick off your weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Next one coming in from Chandler Pruitt says Charlotte's brand is the Queen City, and all the other cities are
Wow.
fake.
Wow.
Every street sign has a crown on it.
Ooh.
The city is named after a queen.
Yeah, but What about Roanoke, Virginia?
Is that a queen?
I don't know.
That's
I'm just naming a random city.
That's the Pilgrims. Roanoke.
You know
Oh,
what?
okay.
You know what you have to do, and this is actually something that
Pilgrim
that
City.
DNVR kind of taught me, or maybe even BSN. If you want something to be a thing, you make it a thing, and it'll become a thing.
Right.
Like,
That's why they put the crowns.
I was
on
gonna
things. They're
say-
trying
Yeah.
to lay their claim.
and they did.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
So
problem is, I've always thought of Cincinnati as the Queen City.
I mean,
So they need to do a better job branding.
I'm sure there's somebody listening in Cincinnati. Can they one up the crowns on the street signs? It's as simple
Really
as
good
that.
point. It's
Right.
really maybe they put crowns on top of the spaghetti chili.
Yes.
Skyline
Wow.
Chili,
Yeah.
Wow.
which is better than people give it credit for.
Or maybe Skyline chili, the
Not as
crown
good as
is
people
the
that
chili.
live there give it credit for. Though.
So it's good or bad?
Yeah, you're right. It's solid.
It's solid, but
Looks
isn't it
hefty.
kind of liquidy?
It is surprisingly liquidy.
And it kind of looks like the conversation of solid or liquid.
In the
that-
conversation
yeah.
of green chili, red chili, Skyline chili, it comes in last place.
I believe that. But
Yes,
that's
I
the-
do
mean,
too.
people act like it's so crazy. It's chili with cheese on it with noodles underneath.
I know.
Noodles are
But it's
flavorless.
not
They go with
It's
anything.
not chili the way you're thinking of chili. It's like
Chocolatey,
ground
right?
beef in a red sauce that's like a little sweet.
Oh, so it is kind of like spaghetti sauce almost.
It's very similar to spaghetti sauce,
But cinnamony.
but with a bunch of like cheddar or like Mexican cheese on
I
top.
Like
do
a
like
ton, right?
See, that part looks really
Like a
good.
metric ton.
All of the cheese on there. Oh, that reminds me. I haven't said this on the podcast. Do you know how much money 1 ton of $20 bills is?
How much money 1 ton of $20 F ton?
$18 million exactly. A single ton of $20 bills, $18 million, just like what Alex Singleton gets paid.
Wow.
Oh my god! Did you tweet that?
Yeah, it was one. I tweeted it with the links to the show. So it kind of got.
Don't do that.
I know, it was a bad idea. I wasted a good tweet.
Wow.
I know.
A single ton. So he literally got paid a single ton of $20 bills.
He needs
Yeah.
to have that
A sing-
delivered.
Brinks
Me
truck.
too.
Man, that's
It's actually
something.
it is actually like $18.03 million. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought you said it was exactly 18.
Yeah, he's-
So you
That's
lied.
I mean,
You're
okay,
lying.
fine.
You
I was
lied.
up.
Damn. It was a cool stat until we found out it was a
I
lie.
ruined it.
Probably everything you told us about Queen Cities was a lie.
Probably
too.
true.
No,
you
those
know?
are all true. Every one of them. The 2 queen cities of the north in Michigan. Also, the fact that Buffalo is the queen city of the Michigan Lakes,
The Great Lakes.
Great Lakes. I guess I thought they were named after Michigan. Never mind.
Yeah. That would be confusing.
That
All right,
would be.
Let's hit a couple more
Would have
here.
been.
Broncos
Get us to
AF.
100 likes, please.
Yes, please. Broncos AF says, howdy, boys. Seen a lot of seen a lot of talk about free agent centers. I'm a Ben Jones fan, but I think we're missing someone. Why not bring back Dalton Reisner to play center? Had over 900 snaps there at Kansas State and is smart enough to make calls for offensive line. The longer on the market, the more I like keeping him at home. Shelby and Zach Allen could be called the SWAT team.
Someone DM me that on Instagram. Might have been that person.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good one.
SWAT team. Or the baddies.
Or the baddies. Or since Josie and Singleton are the Bash Bros, how about the Bat Bros? Thanks for the great
Oh.
pods.
Or Batman and Robin.
Then what do you? Then
It-
what's Alex or not? Sorry, Pat and Justin in the back. If you have Bat Bros,
SWAT Bro. No,
Wait,
Bash
Bat
Bros.
Bros, Bash Bros.
back Bros because they're in the back. Back Bros,
Is there something with
Bang Bros.
Bang Bro. Oh no, I get it.
.com?
Oh, we haven't had a porn joke in a while.
Wow.
Just end the show.
Oh wow,
Call it a
man.
day, Kale.
what a day!
Enough from
Did we
us.
hit all the super chats? There we
All right, see
go.
you guys later.
There we go.